Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Fair Trade Bible Study. Yes, sir. Bible study and coffee beans. That's what we're about here. No, actually, what we're about is 5-minute Bible study every day, going through the Psalms verse by verse, 5 days a week, 5 minutes a day. You found your home for Fair Trade Bible Study, Daily Dose Radio. And today we're looking at Psalm 144, verses 4, 5, and 6. Well, if you have your Bible, let's just turn there together. Let's read that. Man is like to vanity. His days are as a shadow that passeth away. Bow the heavens, O Lord, and come down. Touch the mountains that they all smoke. Cast forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows and destroy them. As I said yesterday, this is based on, much of this is based on Psalm 18. We saw Psalm 18 in yesterday's passages, in verse 1, in verse 2, Psalm 8 in verse 3. Today, we're going to see again verse 18, or Psalm 18 rather, in verses 5 and 6. But first we have to deal with verse 5, don't we? Man is like to vanity. What is vanity? Vanity is emptiness. If it's empty, it's vain. Vanity has no meaning. Vanity has no form. Vanity is never lasting. Vanity always disappears. It goes from brightness to darkness. It goes from life to the grave. Vanity is empty, and you can never build anything lasting on vanity. So here we have man is like. So we have a similitude. Man is as vanity. So if vanity is emptiness, if it's moving from life to death, if it's moving from brightness to darkness, if it's unsupportable, then, ladies and gentlemen, that tells us a little bit about the Bible's concept of man. Man is not some great God. He's not some wonderful angelic figure that the Bible presents. No, he's God's creation, and his life is sacred in God's sight because God made him, but he is corrupt, and he is like vanity. So emptiness marks him, and corruption, and darkness, and death, and grave mark him. So that's what this verse is about. His days are like a shadow that pass away. You get a little age on you, and you come to this verse, and you know exactly what that's about. Because I can remember days back in my youth, swimming in the lake, running with friends, playing with other boys my age. And now I'm old, and I can't do any of that anymore. And so you understand that life passes away, but I remember it just like it was yesterday. And it seems like that because life goes so quickly. And, of course, again, vanity is there because it's empty. All that work, all that effort, all that life now spent, what was done in the name of Christ, only that, my friend, will last. Have you built your life on vanity? I hope not. David goes on to say, bow the heavens, O Lord, and come down. Touch the mountains that they shall smoke. Well, where's that from? That's, guess what? Psalm 18 again, David's great confession of faith. And if we go to Psalm 18, we'll see actually verse 5 and verse 6, parts of it in Psalm 18. Let me see if I can find it here. Verse 18, or Psalm 18, verse 9, he bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet. He rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. And the brightness that was before him was his thick clouds past, hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. And that's verse 14. So the arrows, you see there in verse 14, just like in verse 6, cast forth lightning and scatter them, shoot out thine arrows and destroy them. So we have in 5 in verse 9 of Psalm 18, and we have 6 in, let's see, what was that? Verse 14 of Psalm 18. So those ideas are coming there from the Psalter. He sent from above and he took me. He drew me out of many waters, it says there. So we're going to see that there in verse 7. We'll get to that tomorrow because we have that coming up. So Psalm 18 again plays an important role in the creation of this psalm. And again, as I've said, this is David's, magnum opus. It's his great work, Psalm 18. And so it's no wonder that we find it in other psalms that he wrote in the Psalter. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow, and we'll look at some more of Psalm 18 and some other psalms that we find reflected here in Psalm 144 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.